Investigation Officer for the Portland Police Bureau, and I'm able to give you an initial briefing to what we know right now with regard to this response. And in a moment, I will introduce Jonathan Avery with Legacy. He's the hospital incident commander, and he'll have some information about hospital operations. So what we know right now is that at 10:59 a.m. this morning, Central Precinct officers responded to a report of a threat.
This is Will Metzold here at KPTV at our Fox 12 Now desk, getting an update on the shooting that occurred at Good Samaritan Hospital in Northwest Portland this morning. Right now, Public Information Officer for the Portland Police Bureau is speaking. Let's see what he is saying.
Officers began working with security to locate one or more shooting victims who were injured, and they were also coordinating trying to locate a suspect who was believed to be in the hospital when officers arrived. Officers were able to gain information that the suspect had left the hospital, and at that point they worked with the hospital staff to basically implement a shelter-in-place order for the hospital, just to verify that threats were no longer in place, and also make sure that any evidence was preserved, because it was now a crime scene. Officers began fanning out. We actually had officers responding from throughout the city. It was an all Code 3 cover call, which basically meant that every available officer in the city responded to this location, and they began fanning out throughout the neighborhood looking to see if they could locate a suspect in the shooting. They had some information that there may be a suspect at the Fred Meyer down on the 19 and Burnside area. So a bunch of officers responded there immediately, set up a perimeter, secured the outside, evacuated the store, and searched the store. We are confident that there's no threat at the store anymore, and my understanding is that officers have cleared that scene, and if it's not reopened already, it should be shortly. The incident at the hospital right now is investigative in nature. We no longer think that there's any potential danger at the hospital, but the shelter in place does remain in effect because we do have detectives here doing their work to investigate the shooting. This is still considered an active tactical incident. There's efforts underway to locate the suspect, so we're still working on it. You may have heard a short time ago officers were going with their lights and sirens to other locations, so I can't discuss the nature of that tactical operation right now, but I want to assure that this is still an active incident and we're still actively trying to locate the suspect. And I think that is all I can provide right now. I do want to give the hospital staff a chance to discuss these hospital operations and how they're handling the situation. So I'll step aside and introduce Jonathan Avery.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
Jonathan, do you mind just speaking up and saying your first and last name for us?
Yeah. So thank you all for gathering today. I'm Jonathan Avery. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Legacy, and I'm the Commander for this today at Legacy. First thing I wanted to acknowledge is that our hearts and prayers go out to the victims from today.
I'm a Richie, bro. I'm not an outlaw.
This is an extremely scary situation. I want to acknowledge the stress and the scariness of this situation for our patients, for their family members, and certainly for our care team that's been in the hospital all day as this has transpired. As the officer said, the hospital is safe at this point in time. They've been able to clear the premises. We do remain in a lockdown situation in order to support the crime scene. Be assured that the staff, the team, and all of our patients and visitors in the hospital are safe at this point in time. We really want to make sure that folks do not come to the Samaritan until everything has been cleared and we're back and open. So please, any visitors or family members, loved ones of patients, we would ask you to come to Good Samaritan, and the same for our staff. We would ask you to not come to Good Sam for our patients and for our family members. We have established a phone number that has been posted to our website.
These people all make me look crazy. These people all look like fucking pedophiles at the time.
503-225-6242. So again, if you have
It's 2023, bro. This is like old
so I'm actually gonna go back to the beginning. So if you are a legacy employee or a family of a legacy employee, you can get updates at 503-225-6242.
fast we're going.
503-225-6242.
AI will do for
if you are a
accountability.
family member
You
of a
think we can get
patient,
chips in your
you can
brains
get
that will
updates
just
at 503
get rid of all of the
225-6353.
frustration?
503-225-6353. This information is also all available on the Legacy website.
I just have a quick question. Are you diverting any patients at this time? What's that plan look like?
Put a smile
so
on that
we
face.
have our emergency department on divert, so no incoming patients into the hospital until we declare an all clear. Just concentrating on taking care of our patients. I want to close. We don't have a whole lot of information beyond this to share. I want to close just really thanking the Portland Police Department for what was a really fast response and partnership with us today.
I mean, I've seen people kicked out of
secure
this
the
hospital
facility and
so
make sure
many
that we're
times
safe.
before.
And
I
really
wonder why
wanted to
he
thank
went-
our
I wonder why
staff and the
someone snapped.
team that have done an amazing job today taking care of each other and more importantly, taking care of the patients today. So thank you very much.
Is it possible?
All right.
He just wasn't getting any
I
care?
won't be able to answer a lot of the questions, but I'll take a few if you have any.
I'm sorry, we're also just dealing with trying to hear you.
Yeah, I know.
Could you?
No way
One step forward and a little
We can ask. We can ask.
I've
but-
yelled.
Yeah.
I've yelled.
Yeah, I
And I have
know.
asked.
Doesn't seem to help.
So,
And I'll yell back.
my
You want me to yell? Do you want to see how loud I can get?
Go ahead, Joel. What's your question?
So my question is, if you could just repeat
gotta speak over
how many
me.
people were injured?
We are not really
Passive
releasing that.
resistance.
All we're saying
What
right
do you do,
now
hit
is
me?
one or more
Come on
people
over here.
was injured by
Okay.
gunfire.
Hit me!
Okay, there was the Portland Police Bureau speaking on the latest of a shooting at Good Samaritan Hospital that happened Saturday in Northwest Portland, giving an update as to where this stands right now for looking for the suspect in the shooting at the hospital, and that is ongoing according to police right now. They are still in a tactical pursuit and tactical mode to find the suspect. No update on if that person has been taken into custody yet. That is something they are still working on. They just told us in this press conference. They also did not say the total amount of shooting victims that were in the hospital. All we were told was that there are one or more, but at least one victim in the shooting at Good Samaritan Hospital in Northwest Portland again, and the hospital remains under lockdown. There is considerable concern for the people that were in the hospital at the time of this shooting, as well as people in the surrounding neighborhoods of the hospital to stay safe and away from any potential suspect. Again, we got quite a detailed rundown of the events that happened, but no, I guess not a lot more on the people who were involved, the suspect, or the total amount of victims. Mainly just getting some more details on the response by police. They did say that this prompted a response from all officers in the city. Every available officer came to the hospital when this shooting was first reported. Then they fanned out around the area of Good Samaritan Hospital to try to find the suspect. But again, they have not given any update as to if that person is in custody, but only saying it continues to be an active tactical investigation to find that person who is responsible for the shooting. Trying to look through what else was said here at the press conference. Legacy, the owner of the hospital, is advising family of patients or also employees of the hospital to make sure you check in with them if you had anything scheduled there for the day to find out what your next step should be. They provided phone numbers and said you could find that on their website as well. Again, Portland Police not providing information on number of victims in the shooting at Good Samaritan, and saying they are continuing to work to locate a suspect for the shooting. Any new updates, we'll bring them to you on KPTV.com and on our next newscast tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Will Metzold here from the Fox 12 Now Desk.